Hi, I'm Amy from She Cooks, She Eats, and this week I'm going to show you how to make a shortcrust pastry. The shortcrust pastry I'm going to show you is an enriched sweet shortcrust pastry. You can make shortcrust pastry just by adding some flour, a little bit of butter and some water together. However, the one I'm making is much richer, so it tastes much nicer. It's got flour, it's got butter, and it's got egg in it, and it's got sugar. It's a sweet shortcrust pastry. If you don't want to make a sweet shortcrust pastry, if you're making a tart or something, just leave the sugar out and it should be fine. Like I did with my puff pastry, I'm going to shoot this over my shoulder so it should be easier for you to see what's actually going on. It's very simple, so don't worry about it. I'm just going to take you through it step by step, and hopefully afterwards you'll feel brave enough to make some shortcrust pastry yourself. Okay, so let's start with ingredients. You need 375 grams of plain flour, 260 grams of soft unsalted butter cut into cubes, 125 grams of caster sugar, and 1 large egg. I've also got some extra plain flour for dusting. So to start off, take your bowl of flour and add your cubes of butter. Toss them in, a little bit at a time, and kind of toss the cubes of butter around. So toss them in, and just do that. They get a nice even coating of flour, and your butter will hopefully not stick together. If you're worried about the butter sticking together when you do this, just do it, less cubes. I'm quite confident, so I've done it all at once. But if you're not confident, that's not a problem. Okay, now we are going to rub this butter into the flour. So, cold hands, use my running your hands under cold water trick if you need to, and then just very delicately, with the tips of your fingers, pinch together. Let me move this so you can see a bit more. I'm literally just rubbing very gently. This takes a while, so I probably won't show you all of me doing this. It's quicker if you've got 2 hands, obviously, but I want to make sure you guys can see what I'm doing. You're kind of just squishing the butter between the flour. When you're finished, it will look like breadcrumbs. So, you can see the butter and the flour are starting to come together a little bit more. There's quite a lot of butter in this, so your breadcrumbs will not end up as fine as they would in a normal shortcrust pastry or if you were making biscuits. But that's okay. This is what mine looks like. You can see there's still, it looks like breadcrumbs, but it's quite yellow, it's quite thick, just all the butter. It's, slightly harder to do maybe, you have to have confidence in yourself more than you would with a normal shortcrust pastry. But it is worth it because the pastry you get out of it is lovely and buttery. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Lovely, buttery, rubbed in flour. Nice. So now, just time to finish it off. All you have to do, add the sugar, crack in an egg, large egg, and then, using your hands, mix together. You just want it to come together. This won't make a perfectly smooth dough or anything. It's fine. As it starts to get wet, it will clump together. Ooh. Give it a bit of squeeze. You can feel it start to stick to my fingers now. That's fine. It's not an elegant process, this, but it's worth it for the pastry it makes, trust me. And this looks bloody awful. You would not roll this out nicely and make your tarts with it. So you have to make it something you'd roll your tarts out of. I have some more plain flour here. I'm going to very lightly dust my work surface with it. Just don't want the dough to stick. Then roll my dough out I'm just going to give it a bit of a knead. You don't want to knead it too much because you don't want to get rid of that lovely crumbly texture, but just kneading it gently with a little bit more flour will make it nice and smooth. The thing I love about this is that it is genuinely so simple. It needs to chill because the butter will have warmed up from you messing around with it, but that's done. That is absolutely fine. And that's that. That is your simple sweet shortcrust pastry. I hope you found that useful. See you next time.